Good evening, I'm John Carter and welcome to Poland Daily. With the recent success in the election, Polish Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki has quite a few positions to fill. The recently vacated positions in the cabinet after the European Parliament elections are soon to be filled, and ALEKSANDRA ZARZYCKA has been exploring the most hotly tipped names for the roles.
The rumour mill has included many names as potential ministers and deputy ministers. The post of Minister of Internal Affairs, succeeding Minister Brudziński, is likely to be taken by current Deputy Minister Paweł Szafernaker. There are a few other names under consideration, such as Krzysztof Sobolewski, Elżbieta Witek or Michał Dworczyk. The post filled by Elżbieta Rafalska is likely to be taken by the current Deputy Minister Stanisław Szwed or Elżbieta Witek. The post of Education Minister, held by Anna Zalewska, might be taken by an MP of the Polish Parliament, member of the Parliamentary Education Committee, Dariusz Piątkowski, or Marzena Machałek, the current Deputy Minister of that branch. There is also a possibility that Beata Szydło and Beata Kempa posts will have no replacements and their responsibilities will be delegated to various other departments. The Deputy Speaker of the Senate did not rule out the possibility that the changes in the government will be broader than the posts freed by the new EU MPs. There has been speculation regarding Finance Minister Teresa Czerwińska. She was supposedly skeptical about financing the new social programs announced by the governing party. Who then will direct the country's finances? Jan Banaś, the present Deputy Minister of that branch, or Jacek Sasin, who has distanced himself from the rumours. It is also possible that the Prime Minister will take this post as well as maintaining his current positions. The Minister of Sports will take his new post at the World Anti-Doping Agency soon. He might be replaced by the current Deputy Minister Anna Krupka. So, with just a few hours before the end of the term of the government, there will be some big changes in the Polish cabinet. This is not an easy task. I think that the seasoned politicians will avoid taking over such ministerial posts because they are just for 5 months. We can rather count on people from the back row. For them to be a minister would be a nice finish to their political career, despite the fact the post will last just a few short months.
Tę funkcję będą pełnili tylko kilka miesięcy. To jest ostatnie parę miesięcy.
To take such post is important from the perspective of running in the fall elections for a seat in the parliament. More visibility, more exposure in the public eye increases the chance of being elected.
Większego możliwości.
The discussions are taking place at the headquarters of the Law and Justice Party. The final announcement is expected any day, but it now seems likely that the final cabinet will be known early next week. Outgoing ministers have by law 2 weeks to leave their current positions.
Donald Tusk did not appear before the Parliamentary Commission on VAT extortion today. The President of the European Council is currently leading an EU delegation in South Asia. The Commission have allocated a new date of June the 17th for the hearing.
According to the justification sent in at the last minute to the committee at 8:50 a.m, the President of the European Council is on a foreign visit, which is a part of his duties. Therefore, he could not be here today. Monday, June 17th was the closest possible date. However, in hindsight, that may not be the final concrete date.
Former Finance Minister of Poland, Mateusz is due to be investigated by the state prosecutor after the Parliament's Commission's decision to investigate VAT fraud. Szymczorek has been charged with failing to perform his duties in overseeing the operation of the VAT system. According to experts, VAT fraudsters stole from the Polish state budget around a quarter of VAT income between the years 2008 and 2014. After yesterday's European Union summit, Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki said that the Polish government is in contact with all the important political powers distributing the political positions within the EU institutions. The decisions are likely to be made over the upcoming weeks.
I spoke with many European prime ministers and we agreed that this division, which came as a result of many more different parties entering the European Parliament, is a hint towards the main parties regarding the search for optimal candidates. Here I must preempt questions about particular candidates. We did not speak about specific names. In fact, we did not mention any names at all. We only spoke about the process itself, the procedure of selection. We agree on a process process which would ensure the choices we've made earlier, but that would imply the need for very quick deal-making among individual parties within the European Parliament. Nevertheless, it is the political, economic and budget priorities that are of most importance to us.
To by oznaczało konieczność bardzo szybkiego dogadywania się.
The sharp turn to the left of the European coalition's programme probably cost the party defeat in the European Parliament elections. It also caused the Polish People's Party to be marginalised within the Polish political scene. The coalition of various opposition parties seems to have broken down, as many political observers have pointed out that the biggest member of the coalition, Civic Platform, will probably leave the movement to save as many voters as they can before the parliamentary elections in autumn.
The European coalition's defeat in the European Parliament elections has left a question mark over the future of the party.
To jaki będzie ostateczny kształt
We
koalicji?
probably know what will happen to the European coalition sometime in the future. Today is the time for drawing conclusions, reflections and preparing the future
I czas
strategy.
ustalenia strategii na przyszłość.
Ruling Law and Justice Party politicians are deeply skeptical towards the European coalition remaining in its current state until the parliamentary elections in autumn. The parties, such as the Modern Party and their representatives on their party lists, but I highly doubt that the whole project is salvageable for one simple reason. It's so incoherent in its program and full of contradictions that it doesn't provide the chance to build wide social support.
Że nie daje możliwości zbudowania bardzo szerokiego poparcia społecznego.
The opposition's defeat is more unpleasant for the soon-to-be former president of the European Council, Donald Tusk, for whom a good outcome was supposed to serve as a boost for the presidential campaign next year.
Donald Tusk, jak z kolei wiemy, lubi tylko wygrane sprawy i
As we know, Donald Tusk only likes victorious cases, and it's pretty ironic considering the fact that it's his supporters who will be waiting for him more, and he won't be so eager to come back now, and it's no wonder. Why would he come back? For the coalition, which in the prime of its mobilization lost the elections, we also saw that the so-called Tusk effect hasn't really worked, in fact actually helped the Law and Justice Party.
tak naprawdę koalicji się nie opłaci, żeby on wrócił. No to tylko, że chyba koalicja zostaje bez takiego oczywistego przywódcy w tej chwili.
On June 4th, on the 30th anniversary of the establishment of the first government after the fall of communism, Tusk is predicted to announce in Gdańsk the creation of a new political movement.
The Polish Minister of Family, Labour and Social Policies, ELŻBIETA RAFALSKA, announced the government's proposition for next year's minimum wage today. The current level is 2,250 zloty per month, with a minimum hourly wage of 14 zloty and 70 grosze. That's around nearly €4.
Our proposal today, which will be debated by different ministries, concerns the raising of the minimum wages next year by 200 zloty. So the current minimum wage of 2,250 zloty will be raised to 2,450 zloty. Until 2018, the Law and Justice Party has raised the minimum wage by 500 zloty, and in 2020 we will have raised it by the aforementioned 200 zloty, making a total 700 zloty increase. This also means that the minimum hourly wage will be raised from 14 zloty and 70 groszy to 16 zloty.
Thank you very much for joining us here this evening at Poland Daily. I'm John Carter. Stay tuned after the break for Poland Daily Weather, followed by Poland Daily Business, Culture, History and finally the travel.